Income Wheel Warriors by Kelly Phillips. Chapter 2. How Traditional Ideas of Success Can Kill You. I was brought up in a blue-collar family who valued education and saw it as the key to the American dream. I was the second person in my family to earn a college degree. My older brother beat me by 2 years. I hated almost every minute of college. I worked 30 hours a week and took out loans to pay tuition. I lived with my parents and commuted to school because it was the cheapest way to get an education. When I graduated in 1997, I couldn't find a job that paid enough for me to live on my own, and I had whopping student loan debt that I'd be paying into my late 40s. It's not all bad, though. That piece of paper opened up doors that later led to a six-figure salary. Ironically, except for more specialized jobs, your degree can be in any topic, even completely unrelated to the job you're applying for. As long as you have that piece of paper, you can be considered for the best, higher-paying positions. The kind of position that almost killed me. In 2010, I had a boss who was great. He and I and the other managers on our team shared the same leadership philosophies. Trust your employees to do their jobs and support them when they need it. If an employee made a mistake, we worked together to resolve it, and we made sure it didn't happen again. It was a safe environment where we all felt appreciated. Shortly before I went out on maternity leave, my boss and co-manager left and were replaced by new people who seemed like they'd be great to work with. I even looked forward to coming back from maternity leave because I felt we had a great team and could make some real progress for our company. When my leave was over, I walked back in the door to a completely different and very toxic workplace. The first 2 weeks, it was almost eerie in the way everyone was silent. The team no longer laughed or talked to each other. Everyone walked with their head down. When I finally got my best employee to break down and talk to me, I was astounded. She told me the story of how the other manager undermined and sabotaged me while I was gone. The trusting team environment I had cultivated for 3 years had been destroyed in 3 months. I felt shell-shocked. The next 6 months were miserable. If you've ever been in a truly toxic work environment, you know exactly how it went. First, I tried to resolve the situation and figure out if I had done something wrong. Then I realized there was nothing I could do to fix the situation because I was not the cause. I've never truly understood the toxic personality, even though I've worked with several of them over the years. But one thing I do know is this: you can't fix it. If you find yourself working with someone who creates drama and toxic situations, no matter what you do, the only thing you can do is leave. I finally realized I had to remove myself from the situation, but it was too late. The months of stress had taken a toll on my body. In January of that next year, I had a stress heart attack. It's called Takotsubo syndrome, and it's become all too common in today's workforce. I was only 35 and had no trace of heart disease. What I did have was a husband and a 10-month-old son who needed me. The good thing about Takotsubo syndrome is that if you survive the initial onset, your heart generally recovers completely. My heart did recover, but my stress tolerance didn't. While I can mentally handle stressful situations, my body is quick to let me know when it's time to walk out the door. As I like to think of it, that experience forever changed my tolerance for putting up with other people's BS. That meant I had to get myself out of corporate and take control of my day-to-day life. However, we had built our family around 2 incomes. There was absolutely no way I could quit my job. I had to find another solution. Had I realized the toll this toxic workplace was going to take on my health, I'd have been out of there 2 weeks after coming back from maternity leave. But I didn't know that stress can literally kill an otherwise healthy 35-year-old woman. I didn't know that being immersed in a work culture so incredibly toxic would change me drastically on both a physical and mental level. That job had put me into management on a global level, and a part of me accepted that in order to rise through the ranks, I was going to have to play the game, like it or not. But in the end, that traditional idea of success almost killed me. The things I learned from that point on are the things that make up the content of this book. What took me years of trial and error, successes, and failures to figure out, I'm giving to you in just a few short chapters. Now you know that it's possible to replace your income from a high-earning full-time job and work for yourself without being some hip, high-tech guru with angel investors. That you don't have to risk your health or your sanity in some toxic work culture in order to make the big bucks. That you can forge your own path and achieve the financial stability you need, along with the personal and professional fulfillment you desire.